Why climbing to the central tower of Angkor Wat is a must, where earth meets sky. In the heart of the Cambodian jungle, rising above lotus-filled moats and cloaked in golden sunlight, stands Angkor Wat, one of the world's greatest architectural wonders. For centuries, this vast temple has drawn pilgrims, travelers, kings, and seekers, each captivated by its scale and beauty. But among its countless carvings, courtyards, and corridors, there is one journey every visitor must make: the climb to the central tower, known as the Bakan. More than just a viewpoint, this ascent is a passage into the soul of Khmer civilization. It is a climb into myth, into devotion, into the sacred imagination of a people who believe they were building not merely temples, but maps of the cosmos. To reach the Bakan is to rise into the center of the universe itself.
The tower as a cosmic mountain. The central tower of Angkor Wat is not an arbitrary pinnacle of stone. It is an intentional representation of Mount Meru, the mythological mountain at the center of Hindu and Buddhist cosmology. Mount Meru in belief. In Hindu tradition, Mount Meru is the axis mundi, the central point of all existence, around which the sun, moon, and stars revolve. Its peaks touch the heavens, its roots anchor the earth. In Buddhist cosmology, it is also the center of all realms of life, a mountain of both physical and spiritual significance. Angkor Wat as a cosmic model. The architects of Angkor Wat recreated this myth in stone. The temple's moats represent the cosmic ocean, its concentric galleries the surrounding mountain ranges, and its 5 central towers the peaks of Mount Meru itself. The tallest, the Bakan, stands as the summit, the dwelling place of gods, the ultimate spiritual destination. Thus, climbing this central tower is not merely climbing stairs, it is participating in a cosmic journey, one designed a millennium ago to embody the Khmer vision of the universe. Architectural features of the central tower, Bakan. 1. Height and majesty. The Bakan rises nearly 65 meters above the ground, making it the tallest structure in Angkor Wat. From below, its spire pierces the sky like a lotus reaching for the sun. For the ancient Khmer, its height was not just engineering, it was theology, a deliberate elevation of the sacred toward the heavens. 2. Steep steps of humility. Visitors quickly notice the steps are almost vertical, angled around 70 degrees. The climb demands effort, balance, and even humility, forcing one to bow slightly forward while ascending. This was intentional. The designers wanted pilgrims to feel reverence, to acknowledge that approaching the divine is never easy. 3. The sanctuary chamber. At the heart of the Bakan lies a small, dark chamber. Originally, it enshrined an image of Vishnu, to whom Angkor Wat was dedicated by King Suryavarman II in the 12th century. Later, as Cambodia embraced Buddhism, the sanctuary came to house a Buddha image. Today, the chamber is simple compared to the vast bas-reliefs below, but its emptiness resonates with quiet power, as though holding centuries of prayer. 4. 4 entrances of universality. The central tower can be entered from the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west, symbolizing universality and balance. To stand at the threshold is to embody the Khmer idea that the divine is accessible from all points of the compass, that no direct.
The myth of the summit. Why the ascent matters. The mythic power of the Bakan lies in its role as axis mundi, the world's center. To climb to its peak is to reenact an ancient truth, the soul's journey from the human realm to the divine. From outer to inner. The visitor begins at ground level, moving through vast galleries filled with epic bas-reliefs, the wars of gods and kings, the churning of the ocean of milk. These stories represent the world of humans, conflict, and creation. into the middle. As one climbs higher, the carvings thin, the crowds quiet, and the air shifts. The transition reflects moving beyond earthly life towards spiritual realms. At the summit, reaching the chamber at the top is like stepping into heaven's threshold. Here, silence reigns, and one feels removed from the earthly world below. For the Khmer, this was not just architecture, it was pilgrimage. For today's visitors, it remains a profound, contemplative experience.
Different visitors, different purposes. 1. The spiritual seeker. For the pilgrim or meditator, the climb is a personal journey of faith. The steep stairs become an act of devotion. The summit, a place for prayer and inner stillness. Many kneel before the Buddha image, light incense, or simply close their eyes in meditation. For them, the tower is not a tourist attraction, but a threshold of transcendence. 2. The historian and researcher. To the historian, the Bakan is an encyclopedia in stone. Each proportion of the tower encodes cosmological measurements. For example, the dimensions of Angkor Wat correspond with solar and lunar cycles, reflecting the Khmer mastery of astronomy. For scholars, climbing the tower is to touch the intellectual genius of Khmer architects who fused science, belief, and artistry. 3. The traveler and adventurer. For the modern traveler, the ascent offers exhilaration. The steep stairs challenge the body, while the panoramic view rewards the effort. From the Bakan, one sees not just Angkor Wat's galleries, but the forests stretching to the horizon. For many, this moment becomes a personal victory, a high point in their journey across Asia. 4. The photographer and artist. For the artist, the Bakan is a stage of light and shadow. At sunrise, the first rays flood the chamber with golden glow. At sunset, long shadows cast the carvings in dramatic relief. Photographers find inspiration in angles, while painters see metaphors in stone reaching skyward. To climb here is to encounter beauty not just in architecture, but in atmosphere. 5. The local Cambodian. For Cambodians, the climb is an act of cultural and spiritual continuity. Many see it as connecting with ancestors, reclaiming heritage, or offering homage. To stand atop the Bakan is to feel the pride of Khmer civilization, a reminder that their culture once built the world's greatest.
The ascent as meditation. Imagine the climb as a meditation. Each step upward draws you further from the bustling crowds below. Your body leans forward, humbled by the steep incline. Your hands grip the railing. Your breath slows. Your mind focuses. By the time you reach the summit, the world has shifted. The sanctuary chamber is quiet, dim, perfumed faintly with incense. Light filters through stone windows, casting delicate patterns. Some visitors pray, others whisper. Some sit in silence. In this small space, elevated above the earth, time feels suspended. You are no longer just a tourist. You are a participant in the ancient rhythm of ascent, a traveler in both body and spirit.
Why the climb is essential. Some may ask, why must we climb when we can admire the temple from below? The answer lies in the intention of the builders. Angkor Wat was designed as a journey in layers, from the worldly to the divine, from the outer to the inner, from the earth to the sky. To remain below is to witness only part of the story. To climb is to complete it. The Bakan is the heart of Angkor Wat. It is where belief and architecture converge most powerfully, where visitors can feel not just awe, but belonging. Without this ascent, the experience remains incomplete.
Why central towers matter across cultures. The Khmer concept of a central tower reflecting a cosmic mounting is not unique, but its execution at Angkor Wat is unparalleled.
Around the world, humans have built upward-reaching monuments as symbols of divinity. Egyptian pyramids, sacred tombs pointing toward the heavens. Mesoamerican temples, stepped pyramids in Maya and Aztec cultures, symbolizing sacred mountains. Christian cathedrals, Gothic spires that sought to pierce heaven's veil. Himalayan stupas, domes and spires representing the Buddha's enlightened mind. But only at Angkor Wat do we find such scale, detail, and cosmological precision. A full universe carved in stone. This makes the Bakan climb not just a Cambodian experience, but a universal one, resonating with humanity's shared impulse to reach for the sacred.
Standing at the world's center. Climbing to the central tower of Angkor Wat is not a casual act. It is a journey into meaning. It is humility before steep steps, awe at the chamber's silence, wonder at the view across jungle and stone. It is myth and architecture, history and personal reflection woven together. For the Khmer founders, this tower was the summit of faith, the sacred embodiment of Mount Meru, the place where gods resided. For today's visitors, it is the chance to touch that same vision, to stand at the center of the universe as the ancients imagined it. Whether you are a pilgrim, a scholar, an artist, or simply a traveler, the ascent to the Bakan is a must because it changes the way you see, not just Angkor Wat, but the human spirit itself. It reminds us that to climb upward is to seek meaning, and at the top, to find both silence and infinity. In the end, the central tower of Angkor Wat is not only Cambodia's sacred heart, it is the place where all visitors, in their own way, come closest to the divine.
There are journeys in life that remain unforgettable, not because of the distance traveled, but because of the depth of meaning discovered along the way. At Angkor Wat, the crown jewel of Cambodia's cultural heritage, one such journey awaits every visitor, the climb to the central tower, known as the Bakan. This feature explores not only why this ascent is a must for travelers, but also the layers of symbolism, belief, and architectural brilliance that make it extraordinary. From the steep stairways that demand humility to the celestial sanctuary that mirrors the universe itself, the central tower is more than a vantage point. It is a living expression of Khmer cosmology and devotion. In the following research, we will examine the architectural genius behind the central tower's design, the myth and cosmological beliefs tied to Mount Meru and the universe, the different purposes that draw visitors, pilgrims, historians, artists, explorers, and locals into this sacred climb, the mindful passage of ascending, where each step becomes meditation and discovery, the ways in which the Khmer founders deliberately shaped this experience to inspire awe and devotion across generations. Together, these themes form a tapestry of history, spirituality, and personal reflection. For some, the climb will feel like a pilgrimage. For others, a challenge conquered. For many, it is both.
Chứ sao nhóc mày